Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. One of the reoccurring questions that come to me from a number of my students is this issue about the importance of a dawah ila Tawheed and whether or not a Tawheed should be mentioned all the time. Every lecture, every dawrah, every muhadara, every khutbah should be entitled The Importance of Tawheed, the importance of Tawheed al-Rububiyyah, the importance of Tawheed al-Uluhiyyah, the difference between Tawheed al-Rububiyyah and Tawheed al-Uluhiyyah, the important place of Tawheed, of al-Asma and Sifat in the life of the Muslim. Every lecture has to be called that. Or the lecture, the dawrah has to be about the minhaj al-Salafi, al-minhaj, 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 al-minhaj. Let me first say that these issues are the cornerstone of our religion. And every aspect of our religion is about a Tawheed. Tawheed is an aspect of everything in the religion. It's what all of the prophets and the messengers were sent with. Salawatullahi wa salamu alayhim. And anyone who makes istihana and istisghar and they minimize the importance of Tawheed, run away from him. The way you run away from a lion that has been set loose on people, a Rottweiler, a pit bull that just randomly is running down the street. You have your babies on either side of you, and there's a wild dog running down the street, a Rottweiler, not a pit bull. Rottweiler's pretty big. You know, some of those exotic dogs that are groomed in order to attack and to harm. I can imagine myself walking down the street with my little man, Sheikh Abu Usamah. May Allah preserve him and bless him and the rest of my children and yours. If I were to see that scenario, Allah forbid, I'm going to do everything to save my little man. Everything. Tawheed is more important than that, and shirk is more dangerous than that Rottweiler. Ibrahim made a dua to Allah Ta'ala in the Quran, in which he said to Allah Ta'ala, وَجْنُبْنِي وَبَنِي أَن نَعْبُدُ الْأَصْنَامِ رَبِّي إِنَّهُنَّ أَضْلَلْنَ كَثِيرًا مِنَ النَّاسِ. Ibrahim said, "Oh Allah, save me and my children from worshiping idols. These idols have left and led many people astray." Ibrahim is the Khalil of Allah. وَاتَّخَذَ اللَّهُ إِبْرَاهِيمَ خَلِيلًا. Allah took Ibrahim as a Khalil. He is from the 5 major prophets, from the Ulul Azm. فَاصْبِرْ كَمَا صَبَرَ أُولُو الْعَزْمِ مِنَ الرُّسُلِ. Ya Muhammad, be patient as the other major prophets were patient. He's not just a regular general prophet. He's from the major prophets. Salawatullahi wa salamu alayhim ajma'in. And yet he was afraid of shirk and worshiping idols on his own children. What about us? You've put your child in Catholic school. Every morning he says, "Hail Mary, full of grace, blessed are thee," and all that kalam farik. You put your child in an environment where they're in public school, they're living with non-Muslims, and they're growing up with all these influences of popular culture, and you're not afraid for shirk and kufr? The movies that our children watch, Valentine's Day, Halloween, birthdays, kufr, shirk. And this is a part of who we are. And you're not going to be afraid? Prophet Muhammad came to his companions and he told them, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, "Akhwafu ma akhafu alaykum min ash-shirk al-asghar." The thing that I'm most afraid for you, my community, Abu Bakr, Umar, Uthman, Ali, awliya of Allah. The thing I'm most afraid for you is shirk al-asghar. Shirk al-asghar. They said, "What is minus shirk?" They said, showing off. Show me someone behind this camera who doesn't show off. Everybody shows off except those that Allah has divinely guided and protected. So the point here was shahidu min al-kalam. Tawheed is important. You open up that Quran, every single page that you randomly open up the Quran to, on the right side, ayat about Tawheed. On the left side, ayat, not 1, 2, 3 ayat. ayat about Allah's names and his sifat, the way he is, what he does, what he doesn't do. So Tawheed is an aspect of every part of the religion. But I reject categorically, and I'm against this understanding that some of the Shabab have, that in order to be Salafi and to be on the Sunnah, and you really call into the Sunnah, every dawrah, every talk has to be entitled the importance of Tawheed. Tawheed awwalin, if they only knew. Everything like, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. You have to be able to read the room. And you have to be able to deal with situations that are going on and address the people according to what they need. What's the dalil of that? There are many adillah. Allah Ta'ala mentioned in the Quran, وَإِلَى مَدْيَنَ أَخَاهُمْ شُعَيْبًا قَالَ يَا قَوْمِ اعْبُدُوا اللَّهَ مَا لَكُم مِّنْ إِلَٰهٍ غَيْرُهُ وَلَا تَنْقُصُوا الْمِكْيَالَ وَالْمِيزَانَ. And to the people of Midian, we sent them their brother, the prophet Shu'aib. Shu'aib said, "Oh, my people, don't worship anyone other than Allah. Worship Allah alone and don't worship anyone along with Allah. And do not decrease in the measurements and the scales." So he called the people to Tawheed. He stopped them from making shirk, and he dealt with what was on the table for the people during his time. The people of Shu'aib, the people of Midian, they used to cheat and jip and rob people when it came to measurements and when it came to the scale. That's what they were dealing with. Lut, the Nabi of Islam, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, came to the people and called them to Tawheed. No doubt about that. وَلَقَدْ بَعَثْنَا فِي كُلِّ أُمَّةٍ رَسُولًا أَنِ اعْبُدُوا اللَّهَ وَاجْتَنِبُوا الطَّاغُوتَ. We sent to every nation a Rasul. And he came to his people and said, "Oh, my people, worship Allah alone, Tawheed, and stay away from the false deities." So from them is Lut. He called his people to Tawheed, but he also called them to leave and alone what was the fitna of their day, along with a shirk, and that is LGBT. So as a person giving da'wah to Allah, as a person who is responsible for a masjid and leads a rahmah, every single dawrah, every single lecture, every single khutbah, I'm going to name it like that. If I did that and I was only preaching to the choir, my community, my students, they will come. They're going to come and they will be happy. But would I be able to get the other Muslims from the community knowing the reality of their situation? No. I'm never going to talk about the reality of LGBT from the prism and the lens of Al-Islam. I'm not going to talk about the dangers of riba and so forth and so on, al-ikhtilat, and all of this stuff that's going on, boyfriends and girlfriends, drugs. I'm not going to talk about that. Just learn Tawheed and all of that stops. I think that the brothers don't have a grip on the reality. I'm going to give a dawrah to the awam, and the dawrah is going to be the reality of the Ikhwan al-Muslimin. I don't agree with that myself. Not for the awam. We have to be able to read the room, and we have to be able to know our people. Wake up, wake up, wake up. That's my point of view. The view is how I look at it. I don't hate you. I don't want you to burn in the nar of Jahannam. I don't call you a deviant. That's how I see it. And I gave you my proofs. Hatu burhanakum in kuntum sadiqeen. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.